So let's go by definition first. Docker container storage configuration. Consider containers as a temporary when the app in a container needs to store data. Yes, whenever you will run any application, that must be looking for some space to store the data. Your app creates a log file in a subfolder to the root of the application. That's fine. That is directly to the container file system. When we are saying container file system, it means we are referring to this writable container file system. When your app writes data to the log file, the system writes the data to the writable container layer. Okay. Container storage is temporary, means your log file wouldn't be persist between container instances. Container storage is coupled to the underlying host machine. It really depends where you are creating storage. Accessing or moving the log file from the container is difficult because the container is coupled to the underlying host machine and you have to connect to the container instances to access the file. That's the only way to check the log file. Okay, container storage drivers are less performant. Yes, Docker uses storage drivers to store image layers. Image layer means we are talking about these, the adding application image, add Nginx image, or create Ubuntu, the base image. Okay, so to store data in the writable layers of a container, we use storage drivers. Storage drivers are optimized for space efficiency. It means they are good for securing or maintain the space, but write speed are lower than the native file system performance. Meaning, if you want to write some data in the file system, that will be faster compared to the container file system. Containers implement a storage driver to allow your apps to write data, and this driver introduces an extra abstraction to communicate with the host kernel and is less performant than writing directly to the host file system. It means host file system means on which our application, our container is running. Okay, the last and the important point from the Docker storage point of view, you must be aware about some other options. So container can make use of two options to persist data. The first option is to make use of volumes and second is to bind mounts. So in this picture you can see container can store data in the file system and container also can use a that is specifically the area will be dedicated to Docker only, Docker area. And the third one is TMP, which is temporary file system mount, which is in memory space. Okay, so these are the basic concepts related to Docker storage. I hope you learn something from this. So in the next session, we will discuss about Docker volumes. Okay, so I will see you in the next section.